it just, it blocks out the whole of the autumn. That's the only thing, isn't it?
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's fine usually. It's just sometimes a pain when they say, no, we'll definitely use you solidly through the whole of October. And then maybe they end up using you, I've actually got quite a once or twice.
Similar thing going on with, they call it a drama, but, what? What are you doing here?
What do you want?
Oh, I know what's happened. Now, you pressed the yellow button by mistake.
Oh, God, yeah. Never press the yellow button.
No, the red button stuff's happening over there. So, come on, you're missing it.
No, really, there's nothing happening here. We're just talking like normal people. We don't have personas.
No personas for us, Mark's only here because he works out cheaper than an extra. And they just keep me around because, they don't like doing drag. So.
Well, you say that, but they will do drag if the part's funny enough.
Yeah, if someone does write a female part that is funny, they will snap that up. So. Meanwhile, you know what's coming up next for me? Businesswoman 2, so...
Oh, right, yeah, because I'm playing Man with Leaflet. I'm an award-winning writer,
Your CV is very impressive.
Thank you.
But it's the stuff that you don't find on a CV that I'm interested in, really. This is a very creative role, so we're looking for a real ideas man.
Original ideas, you mean? There we might have a bit of a problem.
Oh, really? Why?
I only have received ideas, I'm afraid.
I'm not sure I know what you mean.
I'm not actually capable of thinking for myself. I just regurgitate plausible-sounding middle-brow opinions, safe, uncontroversial, largely brainless.
Oh, I see. Actually, I don't. Could you...
Well, for example, I think politicians are all the same and you can't trust any of them. The Wire is the best television programme ever made. I'll watch the World Cup, but I think footballers are overpaid. Big Brother was better when it was more a kind of psychological experiment, but they messed around with the format too much. Say what you like about Jordan, but she's a very shrewd businesswoman.
God, I see what you mean. That's actually rather frightening.
Isn't it? Yes, it all started when I had a job moderating the comments on the BBC Breakfast message board.
Right, well, thanks very much for coming in, but I'm afraid...
Everyone steals the odd paperclip from work, don't they? That's not the same thing as fraud. Most soaps are really depressing, but at least Coronation Street's got a bit of humour. I don't like that Andy Murray. He's surly. Still, at least he's not a choker like Henman. I'd gladly pay more tax if I thought it was all going to nurses.
Right, I'm going to have to ask you to leave now.
I'm no fan of the royals, but the Queen's got a real sense of duty. They should probably do a scrap countdown now. I think Portillo's a lot nicer since he gave up politics. I'm sorry, once it starts, I can't really help myself. I'll see myself out. Of course, it's ridiculous the way they start advertising Christmas in October, but I always feel Christmassy by the time I see the Coke ad. I wish President Bartlett was real. I think we punish success in this country. Somebody help me!
Right, well, as I say, thanks for dropping in.
Wait, no. I did have an idea the other day, which I think was a new one.
Yes?
I think books should be made of soup, only it should be metal soup that looks like figs.
Get out, Steve. And could you send the next candidate in, please?
Yes. Okay. Quite right. Sorry. It's ridiculous, isn't it? A few flakes of snow and the whole country grinds to a...
So I was in the midst of this terrible emotional pain. My life just wrecked. And then one night, quite by chance, I went to the royal court to see, look back in anger at this outpouring of rage and life on the stage, and I thought, I didn't know you could do this, and I wanted to put my own pain, my own life, up there on the stage too, exactly as it had happened to me, and so that's how I came to write my first play.
Blimey, I think he's overfixed that flush. I certainly can't wear these trousers.
The play is about the breakdown of your first marriage to Titsy Babcock.
Titsy, yes. On the surface, we seemed to have a happy marriage, but in reality, we were both having affairs. We'd married young, of course. That was the done thing in those days, and we'd had a couple of miscarriages, and so perhaps it was natural that we strayed. But it all came to a head one terrible weekend.
And that weekend was the inspiration for your first play, A Cock-Up in the Country.
Yes.
Gregory, is that you?
Oh no, it's the blooming wife. And who's Gregory? Yes, Titsy. Yes, Mrs. Wackery. It's me, Gregory.
Goodness, Gregory, aren't you from Scotland anymore? Oh, and did you manage to fix that door?
It's on! I fixed the door! Who the hell's this?
There's a little problem in the kitchen. Which one's the front door?
Oh!
God knows how it happened. It was just horrific. We'd both booked weekends away in the country with our lovers, but there'd been some sort of stupid mix-up at the cottage rental place. We'd both booked the same place and under the same false name. And it was beautiful. 8 identical doors on a split level with a suit of armor. And then there were those 2 terrible, evil men.
The convicts who'd escaped from the maximum security prison.
God knows what they'd done. Murderers, paedophiles. I can still see their faces. One of them looked exactly the same as me, and the other was identical to the film star Rex Hammer. And Titsy had always had some sort of stupid crush on Rex Hammer. And anyway, those 2 monsters were hiding away in one of the back bedrooms.
Gregory, since when did you have 2 penises?
I'm sorry. It was so shaming.
There's still a bit of a problem in the kitchen.
And since then, all of your work has been based on the actual events in your life.
Yes, my brother-in-law's terrible trouble with mental health issues, coupled with my sister's nymphomania, were depicted in my 1971 play, Nuts About Bonking, and my trip in the mid-90s to South Central Los Angeles, where I was mistaken for an itinerant breast inspector by 2 rival violent but sexy gangs. That became my play, Boobs in the Hood.
And what do you think about the public's reaction to these very personal plays?
You're talking about the laughter. Well, it came as a bit of a shock. These people, these heartless bastards, were doubled over, hooting with laughter at the dramatization of my abject misery. I mean, for God's sake, what kind of a world is this, where a cold, naked and blindly infatuated man falling out of a window into a gorse bush in such a way as to ram a garden gnome up his rectum is considered to be some sort of bloody joke. But on the plus side, it has made me £16 million worldwide.
Sorry to interrupt, but your identical twin brother Perry is in the foyer, dressed exactly the same as you, with your wife, and with 2 tickets to Cancun.
Oh my God, she's fallen for it again. Excuse me, I must go. Oh, damn, I'd forgotten about these handcuffs. Where's Miss Smith with the key? Oh, there she is. animations. We've done some animation.
We
We've
have?
not animated them, we've done the
We
voices.
did the voices. Who's the voice?
Other people did the words,
Do not panic.
and other people did the drawings, and they're very funny.
Don't let them touch you, they'll take your eyes.
I see flames. Doggy did. It's good enough for God's dog himself.
You all right, temperature knob? Is he fiddling with you again?
We are definitely flightless, are we?
Is it just me, or is that a bit
And so it was all to do with various pertinent clicks you need to do after this, which I don't have information on.
But you'll figure it out.